It's Powertools, and we got Hugel in the house in person this time. How you doing, my man?
Super good, man. Super happy to be back in LA. You know, I love California.
Right.
So it feels good to be back and, see my friends that I didn't see for a while.
Right. Nice. So you're traveling all over the world. What you're doing on social media is amazing. The videos, the content. My question to you, to start this off, have you exceeded your expectations from when you were a teenager mixing vinyl?
Oh, way, way more than that. Like,
right.
When I started music, the DJ star didn't exist.
Right.
So when I started DJ, my goal was to become a resident DJ of one of the clubs of my city. So I left my parents' house by the age of 17, and I told my mom I have zero graduation, but I want to become the resident DJ of the club of the city. And she was panicking. But I don't know. God is great. I got lucky, years after years, the industry blew up, and
right.
The DJs turned from like the guy that you ignore in the corner into the new rock star.
Right.
So yeah, God is great.
Right.
God bless America. That's the only thing I can say.
So that's amazing. I just wanted to ask, because sometimes when you look back, you're like, wow, where I started from, where I'm at now.
Yeah. But
that's
like
a great journey.
Like I just said, the most incredible thing about it is what the industry became.
Right.
Because like it was not that when I started.
Right.
And when I say I got lucky, it's like I got lucky that like I fell in love, with a thing that blew up a couple of years after.
Right.
Because I could have choose like a passion about an industry, like I don't know, water polo, for example. Like who's watching that? Like
right.
You can still love water polo, but maybe you're never gonna make $1 million with it because nobody's watching it.
Right.
And at the time I started DJ, nobody was watching it, but then it became so big that now
it became an industry, a worldwide industry.
The festival, sort of that. At the same time, festivals started to understand like it's easier to book a guy with a USB stick than a full band that comes with the drums, with the guitars, the logistic. Like it was crazy, and this what made like this industry blew up.
Right. So when you told your mom you wanted to be a resident DJ, she wasn't happy, obviously, because there was no industry. She couldn't see, like, oh, he's on his path to do this.
Nah, for sure. She was not happy, but that's still better than a drug dealer, So she was like, well, at least he's not like, doing some shit in the street. He's like loving what he's doing. And, I feel like even though now she's really proud of me, let's be honest. But like in the beginning, she was dreaming about having a son that go to school, that study like, I don't know, law, medicine, become a nice doctor, like a lawyer or something,
Right.
But for a mom, I think it's still, better to know that your kid is like safe, having a passion, doing something related to art than like doing some shit outside in streets or whatever.
But no, you said something about having a passion about doing something. And I read or I saw something where you talked about artists and you in general, you like to have fun with the work you do. And if you don't like doing social media, you got to find that positive energy or else it's going to show. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I feel like, in general, you should never do things that you don't want to do.
Right.
Because you're not going to be good at it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense to do things that you don't like because you're not gonna become excellent at it.
Right.
So I feel like the first step in life is to find what moves you, what makes you feel something.
Right.
And once you have it, life is good because you do what you love, right?
Right.
And I feel like when you love something, you will work at it with a different energy that at some point you're going to become good at it and then very good at it and then excellent at it.
Right.
And I think that's the secret that nobody talk about to become good at something.
Right.
If you chase the money, the fame, the this, that, you never become good at something. You need to love it. That's love, the biggest energy in the world.
100%. Let's talk about your latest single, Una Noche Con Hugel. It's on your own label, right?
It is, yeah.
Make the Girls Dance Records. Talk to us about this collab. Talk to us about the inspiration, the title of the song. Talk to us about that.
So I'm friend with Juan. Juan is the manager of Ali and Yorgaki.
Right.
He's living in Miami. I also have a place in Miami. So we met in Miami back in the days, I think like 2 years ago. At the time, he was working close with Tiny, the producer, you know, and he wanted me to maybe collab with Tiny and, you know, try to, you know, work on some stuff with him. And for 2 years, he was sending me songs, and I was like, nah, I don't like it. Right. No, I don't love it enough. No. I was like passing on everything. And, you know, a couple of months ago, he reached out to me. He was like, yo, I have this song, Una Noche. What do you think of it? And I was like, oh, that's lit. Like, nice. I can produce that my way for sure.
Right.
And so the guys, Ali and Yorgak, he released that song, the Una Noche. That's called just Una Noche.
Oh, right.
They released it on their album as a merengueton song. And they asked me to produce the single version, and then wanted it to be mixed with electronic.
Right.
But then we wanted to give it a different name.
Right.
So they decided to call it Una Noche Con Hugel. Because they say Hugel, they don't say Hugel. Only the French say Hugel. So, we did it like that. And I was like, when Juan reached out to me, I was like, the only way that I'm going to do this record is if we put it out on my own label, Make the Girls Dance Records.
Right.
And they were like, okay, no problem, let's do it. So it's amazing because it's the very first, let's say, like, commercial single that we do on the label, because we're releasing a lot of music, but it's like mainly, you know, club and DJ and like club music orientated. But this one is kind of like crossover. I mean, it's still DJ music, but it's something that has the potential to go, you know, on the big playlist on Spotify, on the radio, all of that. And so it's the first single that we basically release on that level, and we work on it like a major label, basically. Like, you know, every territory is worldwide.
That's dope.
Speaking to every radios in different countries. And so it's a very interesting process. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super proud about it because the single is doing really good. It's a really good start, and it's performing super good on Shazam. We are viral Spotify in like 15 countries already.
Nice.
Which is super cool.
Right.
And also it's a challenge, you know, it show you that like you maybe don't need like the major labels, and you can maybe do everything independent as an artist, which is...
Is that one of the reasons why you wanted to do it on your label, is to see how it is to actually push a record worldwide?
I mean, for me, the most important thing in life is freedom.
Right.
Especially as an artist, you want to be free. And I feel like once you reach out a certain status as an artist yourself, you start to feel that freedom.
Right.
Especially on the artistic side, you can do whatever you really connect with. And on the label side, like, imagine you can do the music you want and you don't need anybody else to release it. Like,
facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's freedom to the max, right?
Right.
And I kind of fuck with that. I love freedom like that. So
that's amazing. And let's talk about your biggest record last year that you had with Adore. That song has 255 million plays just on Spotify alone, which is amazing. Talk to us about when you knew that song was special. Was it like when you finished it? Did you play it out and you're like, whoa? Did you get a reaction from somebody?
I mean, it depends. When I realized it was special for who? For me or for the people?
I guess for the people.
So but like, because like, yeah, it was special for me in the first place. Like, you know, when we produced it, I was really like, oof, like, it really moves something inside me. Right. I really connect with it. And what happened is that I played the show in Germany at the time, and some people were like directly filming it, putting it on TikTok, and the song started to like go viral. And I also did some videos. I put it on social media. And like, social media don't lie. That's what I like about, you know, the possibility of like uploading one of your song in a reel or in a TikTok video. You can directly see if your audience vibe with the song or not. And that's the best way to choose what you want to put out or not, right? If I post something and I see nobody connect with it, I'm not going to do anything with it.
Interesting.
But when I posted I Adore You before release, before anything on social media, and it got viral directly, like every single girl in this planet was using it in their video, like on the reels, on the TikTok thing. And then you're like, okay, well, the song connect, and the labels, they see that. So what they do is like, they call the management like, yo, what is this record? Can we sign this record? And we're like, I don't think you can afford it, my guy. You know, and then, you know, we speak to another label and we started to do auction and this and that. And then in the end, you know, we signed with the the one who has the best offer in terms of promotion, in terms of money, in terms of everything. And I feel it's a new business model.
Interesting.
For artists, because you can break through it. You say breakthrough? You say break?
Yeah.
You can break a track
straight
from your bedroom with the right song.
Without even putting it on the label or having it signed
No.
yet. That's interesting.
And that's where the trick is, because if it's not signed yet and it goes viral, it's diamond.
Then you have the leverage.
More than gold. It's like everybody want to have it. You know?
That's dope. That's a good philosophy. I didn't know you took that with that record. That's amazing. Let's talk about, you launched a clothing line, Tafari, which I saw the clothes last week. Fire.
Thank you.
Talk to us about that journey into expanding from music into like fashion.
I feel like, music is art. Mm-hmm. Fashion is art as well. It's kind of like linked, you know, in my opinion. Like, if you love music, or if you are a music designer, which I am, you automatically, at some point, have the needs to design your own clothes and stuff. And I've always been into fashion and stuff, and I always wanted to have a brand. I just didn't really find the right partner to do it, because like you need someone that is like a designer with the clothes, like drawing and have the knowledge to do it.
100%.
And I met a guy in San Diego, like I think 3 years ago. And he was approaching me in a club in San Diego, like, hey bro, like I'm a designer, and I want to connect with you, blah blah blah. And when I arrived in America in 2022, I realized real quick that like everybody come to talk to you when you're outside, and everybody is someone. Everybody is rich,
somebody.
Everybody is a manager, everybody is an actor, everybody's, So, quickly I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. I didn't give a fuck, you're a designer. This was like, no, bro, you don't understand. I design clothes, I want to give you some stuff. And I was like, he was like, give me your number. I was like, bro, there's no way I give you my fucking number. I was like, hit me up on Instagram if you want, and we will see. So he hit me up on Instagram. I answered like I promised, because I told him I would.
Right.
I gave him my address. He sent me a couple of clothes in Miami. And I was like, wow. I was impressed. I was like, shit, like what he's doing is fire, you know? And so I answered him. I was like, hey, thank you for what you sent me. It's really nice. I really love it. And he was like, yeah, I want to do some more for you. Let's connect on the next festivals. I want to, feat you, whatever. And we met 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11. I mean, we met a million times. And every time he was bringing me clothes, and every time I was more impressed. Until we arrived, it was my birthday in Los Angeles. I played with Diplo. I think it was, if I'm not saying bullshit, December 2023.
Right.
And he came with a fit. And I said, all right, hold on. Have a seat, my guy.
Right.
I was like, I think it's time for us to make all those samples that you create for me, to make it like a real company, create a real brand.
Nice.
Because I believe this can be the new Supreme. It can be a new, like, big streetwear brand. And he loved the idea, and we started to work together. And 1 year after, so in December last year, 24, at Art Basel, we finally launched the brand like together as a real brand, real company.
Right.
And that's how it happened, basically.
That's dope. And how do you get involved in some of the design work? Of course, nice.
Yeah. I mean, he's the designer. Don't get me wrong. He's the guy that is like, designing the product itself, like drawing and stuff. But we sit together. Of course, we mix ideas when it comes to like, drawing something, or like the sentences we want to write on the product. I'm involved.
Okay, you're involved with the creative process. That's dope. That's sick. So let's talk about, like, I think 4 years ago, you are having the hottest Latin house records coming out, just banger after banger. And what I love about you is that you just didn't stay there. You expanded your sound. You expanded with some Afro house. You brought in different elements instead of just keep on doing what you were doing. And even though it was successful at that time, talk to us about expanding your sound? Was it because you were DJing in different places and being inspired by different cultures? What led into that?
So basically, I'm from Marseille in the south of France.
Right.
Marseille is the oldest city in Europe. Most dangerous city in Europe as well. And it's like a big melting pot. So you have a lot of different cultures there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the biggest port. So, you know, a lot of people migrate.
Right.
So you say migrate there. So you have the Arabs, you know, you have the Italians, the Corsicans, the Spanish, the Gypsies. You have everything.
Right.
The black people too, from other part of Africa. And I grew up in the middle of that. So I have tons of influence inside me just because of the place I grew up, you know, and it's the Mediterranean Sea. So the Mediterranean Sea is rich in culture,
right?
And obviously all the, you know, the drums, the tribal. I feel like what my music is mainly is the tribal drums. That's what is like, you know, defining my sound.
Right.
And then the tribal drums can be one day with the Balkan gypsy stuff, and the other day with some Spanish stuff, and the next day with some Arabic influence. Like, but it's always very danceable, very tribal-ish.
The rhythm.
Yeah, the rhythm. It's all about the rhythm. My one of my favorite producers of all time is Timbaland. Right, I grew up with that as well. So,
and he's all about the drums and the feel and the rhythm and how they speak.
Yeah, so that's what I do, but in dance music, basically. Like I'm every single record is like, you know, the beat is like infectious. Even if you're a shy person and you don't want to move your body, you listen to one of my beats, you'll be like, your head would be like, you know.
That's amazing. I didn't. Now that you explain it like that, that's the through line of the different sounds. You're using the same type of drums, but you're bringing in different vibes. Yeah. Just because you kind of grew up with all that stuff surrounding you. That's dope, man. That's dope. So what does Hugel have cooking for 2025? I know you got some releases coming.
Yeah.
What else you got cooking that you could talk about?
I got the single of the summer.
Oh.
It's coming next month.
Nice.
It will be Hugel. Or Hugel, if you want to speak, because I see you want to say it in French, and I like it. So.
Yeah.
So Hugel, David Guetta, Kehlani, and Delcom, the same singer that is singing on I Adore You. This should be released next month.
Nice.
And yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Have you been testing it out?
Obviously.
Yeah?
Yeah. I played it like a couple of times for a couple of months already.
Okay.
I'm very excited about this release, not gonna lie. I've been like a huge fan of Kehlani.
Right.
So being able to work with her is just...
She's an amazing singer, man.
Nah, bro. This crazy. So like I'm super, super happy about that. And obviously David Guetta is the biggest French seller artist of all time.
Can you tell us the name of the song?
Yeah. Think of Me.
Ooh, all right.
Think of Me. So yeah, no, it's you know, an amazing follow up of I Adore You.
Okay.
And very excited about this release. And for all the news, because you asked me what's coming.
Yeah.
I just signed my residency at High Ibiza.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have every Thursday on the island. With the party, Make the Girls Dance.
Nice.
Like the label, Make the Girls Dance Records. And it starts on the 26th of June until end of September. And it's going to be something very different. That's what are you
doing different with your party?
Well, I try to create like a cabaret. Like the Moulin Rouge, you know, the Moulin Rouge in Paris?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we try to create like an electronic Moulin Rouge. So everything going to be like, you know, red velvet with the gold. They're going to have this like Gatsby type of stairs like on the stage, and a lot of like big chandelier with dancers on the chandelier going down in the crowd.
Dope.
It's going to be like a cabaret feeling, very French, very sexy. That goes with the music, obviously.
Right.
And the island never had anything like that before, so I'm excited to see how the people are going to connect with it.
Love that. Well, man, I am excited about the single you have out now. I'm super excited about the new song you got coming with Kehlani and David Guetta. And man, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
And we're going to support them all, man.
Thank you so much.
We got you.
Powertools.